YouTube. All right.
It's a screenshot. Still.
No screen share. Okay. You should be good to go. Welcome everybody to the Bookmap Academy meeting. We do this Thursdays at market close, 4 p.m. With the goal here, well, this is part of the Academy, as you guys know, and for anyone new in here, just to go through it and understand me as what you're attending here. Well, if we go to bookmap.com and let me show you here, and then you go to the More button up here under Community Bookmap Academy. You can apply here. It's a coaching and mentoring program. There's a whole process to it. You can read through it, but basically it's you will mark up your charts and journal your trades, and then we will give feedback here in the Academy chat room over on our Discord channel, as well as in these meetings. We open the mic. We want to hear from your point of view what were your decisions for the trade, and how can we assist in any feedback that we can give as a coach to help you along. You can read through the process here. You can get Bookmap for free once you start getting through the and making headway with your quantitative and qualitative posts here in Discord and in social media. All right, so let's jump in. I do have a few news items to go through. So you may or may not know we had a weekly onboarding webinar. Well, now there's 3 times a week. So we're trying to cover all time frames. So Mondays at 8 a.m. East Coast time, Dan will present, and they're very short. It's about half an hour. Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Market close East Coast time, Brandon will present, and then Friday at 1 p.m. East Coast time, I will present. So the idea here is anyone that has any problems getting up and running and connecting Bookmap to data or adding a symbol or anything that's holding them back, we're here to help onboard you and get you up and running no matter where you are around the globe. And trying to cover all the time frames. And then you may have seen this. We just launched this today, really. It's the new pilot program that we put together here. It's about building an edge. It's very similar here to the Bookmap Academy. It's just more focused. So let me just tell you how this came about. And this is a true quote in here that basically, I had come across many traders that the one big thing that they lack is an edge, and they don't know that they have an edge or not. So, we all go online, we watch videos, we read books. It's like, oh, here's a strategy. Okay, here's the setup. I understand it. You start to trade it. You get some wins, you have some losses, and then you move on to the next one. And it's this ever, going cycle here. It just repeats. And any of these strategies could build an edge if you knew how to do it. This is a process that'll show you how. We're using Bookmap replay mode, and we're using the trading journal and totally focused on one setup for now, and get really good at it, and then overcome all sorts of mental baggage. But understand that one trade or even a handful of trades is nothing. When you start to have 20, 50, 100, 200 trades, now you have something and you're building an edge, but you have to be consistent, and we'll help you through the process in here. So if you're interested in this, I'll put the link into the chat here for you. It's bookmap.com, Bruce-pilot-program. Yeah, it's going really well. Some of the people that are in here, well, here, I'll show you. You can scroll down, you can see what you get. It's all free. It's all included with your Bookmap Global or Global Plus subscription. And then here, Laura, Trading is Life, Shark Baloo, DNT Matter. And then we got a nice little quote or soundbite here also from John last week. you can read through the FAQs. How much does it cost? How do I sign up? What's the process in here? Anyway, building that edge is super important. We all heard about it, but do you know how to do it? If not, we can help you. And this is the process we go through here in the Academy. And I show this slide every time that it's a journaling to build your playbook. And I'll show you more when we'll go over a little bit of some of the trades from Bruce's pilot program, so that I'll show you exactly what's going on in there and exactly how people are trading and the results that they're getting. Anyway, bigger picture stuff here. Impetus, what's moving the market? It's key. It's to understand this. Secondly, around that impetus, where are the key levels on the higher time frame? Because we know there's going to be a reaction from other traders on those key levels, and we want to understand that. Then we can start to build out our scenarios and our strategies. Okay, these are different than your setup. Okay, the scenario might be, well, if we go up 2 highs of the day and the impetus is weak today, then I'm looking for trading it back into the range. So maybe I'm looking for range bound strategies at that point. Then you look for your setup to match the impetus, key level, and the scenario. And then it's just execution. We look at the order flow and order flow events to get involved, determine your risk, and manage your trade. And that is the process here in the Bookmap Academy. I want to go through the disclosures, and I do have one more thing to show you. I don't have a slide for it, Dan, so I'll just show the website. Anyway, general disclosure, all Bookmap limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. The risk disclosure, trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. So we just had the Bookmap Blue Jacket. It has ended. Well, we're starting with another one. It's called Bookmap Companion Competition, or Trading Companion Competition. So if you scroll down here, you'll see it's Bookmap Pets. So we had a few entries last time or last month with some dogs being shown in there. And we thought that was pretty cool. So we thought we'd open it up for who's your trading companion in here. Have fun with it, and you can win some pretty nice prizes in here. So 12 months of, we're going to actually put this together into a calendar, a pet calendar. So it should be great. It should be a lot of fun. You get 1 month of Global Plus. Data is not included, anyway, I'll put this link into the chat for you as well. All right, let's jump in and let's see here. We've got Vinny up and Doosman, and I see Doosman's in the room here, so we'll invite him up to the stage. Vinny, I'll let you take it from here.
All right, hey guys, how's everybody doing? Wow, Bruce, we got a lot going on here with the common pets, the calendar, the pilot program, the hoodie. And we have the Bookmap icon for everybody as well. So you're really rolling. But speaking of rolling, Doosman, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Good, good. All right. I got your chart up over here. And it was just outstanding, with the really good thing about it is you have your checklist up and going over here. So yeah, I guess once we're done looking over and commenting about your chart over here, maybe you can share with us a little bit about the benefits of your checklist, because you have a total score up over here as well. You have 4 different criteria for identifying, entering your trade. And the first thing is, you have your break-in structure, which is your system. And I think that's something that Bruce goes ahead and teaches in his pilot program is this a break-in trend, a break-in structure. And it looks like you have that pullback entry with your green bubble over there. And I noticed some orders pulling a little bit lower, so that was another nice feature. To give you a little bit more confirmation about this short entry. And sure enough, you just targeted your liquid to looks like 7 points. So excellent job. So I just had a couple of questions. For example, did you consider leaving a runner to that liquidity, the lower the day down there? And also maybe you can share with us a little bit more about the benefits of your checklist.
Mhm.
And just on a tangent, I looked to the left of the screen, and it almost looks like this could be another opportunity to go long over here. I actually went back and took a look at some of the data before this, and this almost looks like a break in structure as well. But I think you were more focused on your short entry, which was just outstanding. And would you mind going ahead and sharing this a little bit more with this, with us, please?
Yeah, of course. Well, first of all, like this strategy is not of my own. It's part of the pilot program that Bruce is running. And well, in terms of leaving a runner for the liquidity below, one of the things that we are told to do is to only do singles, just only one lot trades. So it's all in, all out. So for now, there's not going to be any runners. And in terms of the checklist, the main benefit I find from it is it's it narrows my decision making just to those 4 points. If I don't see three or more levels of liquidity being filled, I don't even draw the trend line because like there's not even a trade for me to be watching for. So it really just narrows down on what I look for, and it just makes me that much more patient, to be frank.
Yeah, it looks like you're looking for quality setups, and you're right. You're exactly toning on down to specific entries and specific setups. And so this is part of your system. You're breaking your structure system. Do I have that correct?
Yes, that is the case.
Okay. And I see you have VPOC over there for number 2. You mind sharing
Mhm.
us? Does that come into your system as well?
Yes, so for the key level, the point number two, I was looking at the VPOC for that one.
Okay. Yeah, terrific. All right, outstanding. Yeah. Let's throw it to Bruce. Bruce, pilot program.
Yeah, thanks, Vinny. Uh, yeah, great questions there, Vinny. Great analysis. And Doosman, my God, I had no idea until you shared your journal. You've got like 30 trades in there already. You've hit up this replay mode a lot, and I can see you're in it here as well, in replay mode up here. Just a couple of comments actually. This is perfect. There's nothing really to say here. You're nailing it, and I love what you said. That you're looking for the criteria. If the criteria is not there, you don't take it. So now you've got it perfect. You got the checklist here that Vinny always comments on, and that's critical. You're being patient. You're waiting for it. You've got your break of your structure, and then you got your entry, and trade it again and again. There's something in here, just a detail that I really like in here, is I see this up here. You're at 32 times speed, market speed. This is one of the huge benefits of this pilot program. So what this means is like you don't have to sit here all day and let this unfold. You can let it play, and there's hotkeys in here. You can hit that space bar. You can keep it at 32. Hit the space bar to pause it. Hit it again, and it will start again. So this is huge benefit. You can play this 1, 2, 3 times, 4, 5, 6 times. Last week, DNT went over it 5 times, and he showed his 5th example. And there were still things in there to consider, and we still gave like feedback on this and that and whatever. And I like also that you take your single. And Vinny's comment though is excellent about this high liquidity down here. Yeah, I think the one in, one out is still the way to go because you'll really be focused. and you'll be more patient as well. Shark, I think, is Shark in here? Yes, he is. Shark, I kind of wrote you a long-winded answer, and I'll reply again in the chat. But regarding this, and sorry, Vinny, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but regarding the runners and multiple contracts, for now, in the replay mode, one in, one out, because you can just replay it again and get in, get out. Replay it again, get in, get out, and just get that repetition. If you take, it doesn't matter if it's a winner or loser. What matters is that you see it correctly and you react to it correctly. All of the scaling can come in later. And Shark, I'll reply regarding that. But I think the way to go is actually from the original video on this is take some off at the swing, hit the single, reduce some risk, and then look for the runner. And we can get to that point, in the live trading later, though. Anyway, I'll have a nice reply for you. But that's it. Great examples here. Doosman, you are ready for going into forward testing. No problem.
Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate the feedback.
Yeah. Vinny, anything else come to mind?
Bruce, you keep talking for as long as you want, because I'm taking some notes over here on my pad and I'm learning a whole lot already from you. But, speaking of that pilot program, if anybody really has a chance to take a look at that, there's a lot of traffic going in there, a lot of education. So, yeah, just toss it back to you, Bruce.
No, that's it. I love what you have got up here. You've got your, the good, the checklist, and the benefits of the checklist here, and Doosman's already shared that. You got the passive absorption in here. And then you got the break of structure system, pullback for entry. Just repeating, this again and again, and then look what it nets. 7 points, and then you got the question here for the follow-up on the runner. So great job from your side, Vinny, as well as Doosman. You're ready for that forward testing. There's one more comment about the forward testing, and this is for those in the pilot program. Go ahead and forward test, but if you have Global Plus, Bookmap Global Plus, you'll get a second instance of Bookmap that you can use on a different machine, but only in replay mode. Okay, so that's a key. It is in replay mode, so what that means is, like, you don't have to sit there and stare at the screen all day long. You can let it unfold. And while it's unfolding, or something is working, or getting there, you can be on your laptop on the side trading in replay mode and building those reps. So you're kind of working out while you're watching the live market. Let's see. So let's see, Vinny, if there's nothing more, then maybe do you want to go on to the next one?
Yeah, sure. Let's go on to Matt. Yeah, I'll tell you, Bruce, that pilot program that you've been doing is I'm beginning to see so many of the traders in the academy room, specifically, being extremely even more focused than what they were before, and looking for what their specifics. So outstanding job by you in the pilot program.
Vinny, so let's get your input on this one, and we got Matt up here on the stage, and please take it away.
Matt, how you doing?
Doing good, Vinny. What's up, team?
All right. You're rocking it over here.
Doing the best I can, trying to learn.
Yeah. Now, are you in the pilot program as well?
Yes, sir.
I can tell because it looks like you're grabbing the recording over here on August. What is that? August 8th, isn't it?
Correct.
So I went ahead and brought this up, and you open your data file and you did your review as well, which is terrific. And yeah, it's almost identical to what Doosman did. same system, same structure, same format. You had your liquid support down there. You have your braking structure. And I guess my question is, once I finish talking, did you consider your entry point with a pullback? And I also, let's go with the good. I see the checklist, and there's your checklist, and you also have your total points combined. It's like it's 34. So you have specific criteria as well when you go ahead and you enter your trade. I mean, you look for specifics over here that was mentioned by Bruce and Doosman before. And I believe Laura is also in the program, and Shark Blue and so many others, Trading for Life. But regarding yours, your pullback entry, and then there's a couple of targets that you could actually kind of look at. If you target one, looks like that could be almost 6 points, and you target two, which was 9, it looked like. But you went for the gusto. It looks like you went for target 3, and maybe you can tell us a reason why you went straight to that target. And also I also noticed just didn't know if you scaled out, because it looks like you're going for just singles, and it seems to be once you go for singles, it seems like it's a little less stress because you're in and you're out. I went ahead and made a screen capture of your quick write-up over here. You can see it in the right of the screen, and you can see specifics on your targets, your entries, but even more so, you added a fair value gap of 50%. And I was wondering if you could share with us what are fair value gaps and how you use these, please. And also, if they're a benefit to you in your trading program. And if so, maybe next time you can display that on your screen as well. And so, let's fire away. Right back to you.
All right. Yeah. So on this one, well, fair value gap is when the candle gaps up, depending on the time frame or what you're looking at, and then it pulls back 50% of that mark to kind of fill, and then looking for support and bouncing off there. I'm trying to, we were doing so many trades that I'm really trying to be like, okay, where was I on this one with all my thought process? I feel like that I saw the aggressive accumulation. We broke that trend. I think I was looking for a little bit bigger of a pullback. I'm not sure we even hit that 50%. I think we were above it.
Okay.
And then, because then I got in on the aggression coming back up. One of the things that I need to really work on, and just from replay, is the pullbacks and knowing where to get in there. I'm really trying to get comfortable with my workflow with Bookmap, with not getting over convoluted with too many different distractions. I love that they've told us to take off as much on the chart as possible. That's really helpful to focus on these 4 checklist items. And it's a work in progress for me. I'll be completely honest with that. But yeah, so once we got a little bit of aggression there, then I took the long. As far as targeting that next pivot, I guess, I don't know that was high enough up to where it would have made sense for me, risk reward wise. So I think I took it up to that next, I was looking for that next higher pivot, unless I'm just not seeing it. And I guess I went above that and then got out when we pulled back. So I'm here to learn and listen, really, to be honest. I got,
Yeah.
yeah, I got so much, I have so much room for improvement. It's kind of an understatement, but that's okay. I'm in a good mental space, and I understand that it's just like, hey, get those repetitions in, and let's watch what everybody else is doing, and just try and follow the guidance. I'm not sure if I answered your questions.
No, yeah, you are definitely crushing it for sure. And I guess maybe I wasn't sure. Did you just go for the single here and get out?
Yeah, I think that's kind of what I was going for. I do know that that's what we're doing in the pilot program. So that is what I have been aiming for. But maybe it looks like I took this one a little bit higher. I think I was going for it, but yeah, it broke above that pivot and then I closed above it. So let's see, Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't make a lot of sense, to be honest with you.
Did you
I
find?
guess
Do you
because
find?
I didn't really see that liquidity up there and that right past my entry, which honestly, I probably would have felt more comfortable getting that entry above that liquidity, right above the green triangle, my entry. Above that and a pullback would have really made more sense to me looking at this. Just because that's resistance until it becomes support, and then aim for that liquidity up top. See where the arrow is, the target to HOD. I don't see a ton of liquidity there. Then now that is obviously a level of resistance and would be a target. So this is an area where I need to learn and understand that when these resting liquidity areas, whatever we call them, as they're moving and things, things become dynamic, and I'm trying to aim for those. I'm also not completely understanding what makes it a really important liquid level. The depth of the color versus little. I'm just aiming for kind of the darker areas. I, I don't know.
Right, right.
You
Yeah.
guys are the pros.
Yeah. Well, I noticed that you were in the grayscale. Is there a reason why you selected the grayscale instead of the color
Yeah,
code?
yeah. I like the way that it kind of brings down the noise to me. I feel
Ah,
like it helps. I do like the way that, again, I'm one of those people that really wants to kind of minimize that noise as much as possible, especially in this stage of my learning. And I felt like it's really good. Now, if there's better reasoning as far as the colors showing timing of, I mean, well, no, the historical is going to be where you see the different liquidity levels. But if there's other reasons why I would want to go the other way, I'm open to that. But I feel like this kind of makes it a little easier for me to find those targets.
yeah. And what do you think of the pilot program, real quick?
It's awesome. It's
Yeah.
it's it's great. I'm running through it and just trying to listen and trying to do what's recommended.
And you're doing awesome. I mean, you're rocking it here for sure. And hey, Bruce, what do you got to say?
Great job, Matt. You came in here like guns a blazing, and your attitude, and also you've been like really diligent about learning, and this is your attitude is just great. And look at the results. And you got Coach Vinny here, confirming all of that. So keep it up.
Right on. Thank you.
I would say maybe just replay it again. Like this entry in here. I know what you're looking for, and you explained it. It's right into some liquidity. Maybe you got maybe down here some pretty good. In the so look for it and maybe slow it down. I mean, you're in 1x here. You can speed it up, and then when it comes into these areas in here, when you're looking at this kind of, you want to see that crossover, right? From passive to aggressive at a structural level. Look at the nuances in here and slow it down, and then you can speed it up and try a different entry. So I can see that's where you got in, that's where you got out. I see your management in here, but see if you can look for break of structure here. Get in, after maybe this liquidity trades. This is classic. You get high liquidity coming down just like this, and there's enough aggressive buying that they just don't slow down. They go right through it, and that's where we're looking for that follow through, and just keep hitting it. You're doing just great.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a part of it. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to learn the pullback part of it, but I'm used to aggression and running with the aggression. So at that point where that break happens, I feel like I'm supposed to wait and see how it evolves and be as patient as possible. And here's the other thing is when I already kind of run through it and know what happens, I'm like, That feels a little weird to me. I'm just being honest. I'm kind of like, but I understand. Just keep replaying it because what you're going to do is you're going to get kind of that muscle, or maybe not muscle memory is not the word, but you're gonna understand how to see those things.
That's right.
And so I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna do that. But just it does feel kind of strange. I'm like, well, I know how this plays out a little bit, although I still don't play them perfectly. So there you go. I guess I'm answering my own things here. But yeah, I'll just keep going at them and just really try and make it to where that pattern is. I see it in my sleep.
Yeah, sounds great. Vinny, how about you? Like as a trader and going through the Bookmap Academy from applicant to junior academy to academy member to coach. Maybe any sort of feedback here for Matt along the way, and Doosman as well.
Oh, you put me on the spot, oh yeah.
I am.
No. Hey, all I see is how the camaraderie is in the room, in the Bookmap room, and the way we all help each other out. And has helped me as well bounce off ideas from each of our traders, and I receive feedback from them as well. And then also in the academy, because when I was also in Doosman's position as well, I was getting feedback. Slow Down was giving me feedback. Bruce was, Owen. So it helped me elevate my game. And I feel with not only does the Bookmap Academy room, but also each week when we go over a trader's trades, it helped me elevate my game. And I believe it'll help everybody else elevate everybody else's game as well.
Well, as a coach, Vinny, like I'm just kind of wondering, like, what was were there any kind of like a light bulb, or kind of going off above your head, or like something, there was some clarity that
Yeah, I think it was a desire to go ahead and be better than what I can be. And working in the Bookmap room has allowed me to improve faster, and quicker than what I could have done by myself. So I think that was pretty much of a light bulb for me. Also, I think was the Blue Jacket competition. I think the Blue Jacket competition, as well as journaling, and also providing a checklist. Because Maddie even said that as well, it's through repetition. So I was able to go ahead and journal that. So it kind of made me go ahead and journal my trades. And so I had to go back and look at my trades after I posted it in the room. So, I was just doubling down on it as well. And so I thought that was one of the moments that helped me continue to improve, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, really, really good to hear. All right.
Thank you.
So, any other final comments, Matt or Vinny?
Yeah, I would just like to add that not only the academy, but the pilot room and all that, the community has been massive. So I'm just echoing that sentiment. There's a lot of great traders and a lot of people that are just willing to help you out, and that's been massive. And I understand the value there. So just echoing that sentiment.
Awesome.
Right, excellent. Thank you. So let's see, is Florian in here? And we can move on to him. I don't see him.
I don't think he's here, but I mean, we can go over his real quick, because I think with what he put down is also can relate to both Doosman and Matt's and the pilot program. Now I know with Florian, he has a system with VWAPs, white, yellow, gray, and anchored. And I wish he was here to go ahead and provide us some instruction regarding how he uses his system. And I also read his write-up, and I think this is really good for everybody in the room, because I was at this place as well, and I'm sure we all have been there. He spoke about he didn't really see any additional confirmation. And so I believe that's what we want to have, Bruce, is we want to have a confirmation so that we can build our edge, so that we can go ahead and enter the trade. he also mentioned something about hope. You know, he's hoping that there are some big players are watching or VWAP, and you know, when we start thinking about hope, hoping for, you know, hoping this will go here, are we really, you know, using our edge when we say hope? So so that's just something I want to toss out there. I think we all been in that position before, but also with his chart here, I think it can relate to your pilot program, Bruce, because this might be, you know, a dramatic drop, but it resembles a lot of your break-in structure. You know, he has some liquid support there, and looks like there was a pullback, and then he can also target his you know, 8 points. And I believe Florian, I believe he's German, so I think Laura knows a little bit more about him, and maybe she can go ahead and comment a little bit in the chat room. You know, and you know, I don't know if he's in the pilot program, but just seeing what he has here on the chart, he might be a good candidate for it as well. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think he's pretty close to it here. So I don't know, Vinny, why don't you jump in and run us through what you saw?
You know, and that's what I wanted to ask him, because I wasn't really sure, and I don't think he was really, you know, really sure either. So he did have a number of well, he had some comments about VWAPs, and so that's why I just had some questions if he was here, but just to toss it back to. And that's the reason why I pulled this up, is because because it resembles that of the other traders that we had, Doosman and Matt, regarding you know, this regarding this structure then in which you teach in your pilot program, because it resembles exactly what the other two had as well. And yeah, I thought this and what I did is I annotated on the screen pretty much what you do as well. So outside of the you know, but I do have the checklist up over here. But yeah, and I know Laura's over here. I don't know if Florian is a student of yours, Laura. But yeah, I mean, you can go ahead and post it in the room, and yeah, that's all. That's it. It was just a really quick comment I wanted to toss out over there with Florian, and yeah, so he seems to be progressing. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, it looks like Laura and Shark are both saying that Florian is following or trading along like Robert Rother and anchored VWAPs and pinches, etc. So you can see that here. This is his anchored VWAP way down here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I really don't use the anchored VWAP very much, but yeah, just talk away. I see everybody writing it in the room. Yeah, Shark Blue says, you know, a sweet use of the you know, anchored VWAP. You know, so yeah, he's talking about it as well.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice. You know, this is really funny, Vinny, because it is extremely similar to the trendline break accumulation trade from the pilot program. All these things really kind of, you know, verge, but I mean, it's just a break in structure, right? Or, you know, this is a pullback to some structure for the anchored VWAP, and here's his entry down here, right? So that's, I mean, I think that's it. It's a very small triangle, and then it looks like he trailed a stop up to here and then got stopped out. But looking for maybe another, you know, bounce, or maybe it was a little too aggressive here because VWAP actually kind of held. Anyway, yeah. So, you know, this is like a mean reversion type of, you know, trade, going back from anchored VWAP and maybe another anchored up here into the bigger VWAPs. Looks like it's up here and up here. And this is a beautiful trade up to here. My God. You know, nice one.
Yeah, he said it worked out.
Yeah. It's a nice. So you say this is a 8-point gainer on this one.
All right. Yeah, 8-point gainer. Yeah. So yeah. So awesome.
Yeah, it's always kind of hard to read. Some of these monitors are so high res. It looks like to me, it's like a 20-point gain, but it's
You
hard
know,
to.
it probably is. You know, it's probably 8 points, and he let a runner go to 20 to the 20, and that's why I wish he was here to go ahead and share it
Yeah,
with us. But we'll get him next time for sure.
yeah.
He's on the list.
Okay, sounds good. Um, let's see. Let's see. I think that's everybody you have here.
Yes, that's everybody.
Okay. Hey, Vinny, do you mind if I open it up here and get maybe some of the students up here to, if they had any kind of, they might have some feedback for Doosman, Matt.
Bring him on. Yeah, bring him on. More the better.
Okay, so if you guys are interested, let's see, we've got Shark, DNT, and Trading His Life, and Laura as well. You're welcome to come on up, and John as well. John's not really part of the pilot program, but John's just great. So anything that you guys can add would be fantastic. So I don't know, anything come to mind for you guys when you saw some of these things? Because now you guys are experts in these.
These guys are doing a phenomenal job. They're looking at the passive accumulation. They're waiting for the trend line to be broken, the structure to be broken. Like Matt said, I had that same issue, Matt. As soon as you seen that the trend line break, you ready to go. You ready to just buy because everything else is already met. But you just gotta time yourself. Because sometimes what I do is I wait before the structure breaks and look how the aggressive accumulation, if it starts building before it breaks the structure, most likely you will not have a pullback, or it might pull back before it breaks the structure. Once it breaks the structure, it usually goes. But if it doesn't pull back before the structure is broken, that's why I kind of train myself. Okay, it didn't break the structure. It's gonna give you a pullback. It's gonna go like a fake out and then come right back. So that's why I usually try to pay attention to look at the aggressive accumulation before and after the structure is broken to tell if it's going to be a pullback or not. And another thing I wanted to mention when you said I had that same issue as well, when you do the replay, it kind of feels weird. I posted it on the comments for you. What I do is I write down that date, then I move on to other dates or wait a day or two. So when you come back to it, it doesn't feel that weird because you probably forgot it a little bit. Then it won't feel like you kind of cheating. So that's what I do with the replay mode. Like, if I want to replay something, I don't do it right away. I kind of wait like a day or two, then I come back and replay it again. So it could be like kind of fresh in my mind. That's all I wanted to say. Besides you guys are doing great, and the pilot program is doing great. So my hats off to our teacher Bruce. Thank you for teaching us this edge.
Yeah, Trading His Life. I mean, all I did was kind of outline the structure, and you guys are filling it in. It's that, but I'll tell you, and it should be something to address here of why this setup was chosen, is to really understand both sides and the transition in from passive to aggressive, a break of structure, a key level, because once you see these things and what you just talked about, Trading His Life, like understanding these nuances and am I going to get a pullback or not? For example, you know what you're looking for now. You've studied it enough, and if in this case, like you may or may not have gotten one, this is actually another interesting point. Like with Matt, he said this is a pullback, 50% pullback on the higher time frame, right? So there's interested buyers coming in, and there's going to be interested buyers that sold in here that are going to they're getting squeezed. So you might not get a pullback. If it's a key level on a much higher time frame, then you will likely, you may get that pullback then more likely. Or let's suppose there was a stop run through all of this right in here. I doubt you're going to get a pullback. It may, but it's just likely going to spring, a lot higher. There's these kind of nuances that you'll learn over time, just like Trading is Life had mentioned. So I don't know, Shark or John, if in D&T now. I see you're up on the stage. And if you guys had any other kind of feedback or comments on Matt's as well as Doosman's.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I talked to Matt. For anybody listening, we're talking about replay files, it's kind of funny because when people mention replay files, you don't really think much about replay files, but I highly recommend anybody who's questioning the validity of doing replay files to do them and see how hard it is. It's not easy. It's if you're really trying to like vet a setup and hone your execution in, try it and you'll see it's not easy. So I just wanted to throw that out there. It's kind of funny, even though we're talking about replay files. But no, I was talking to Matt in the pilot program yesterday, I think, and he mentioned basically what you just mentioned, Bruce, which is it's hard to like wait for the pullback, and you don't know if there's going to be a pullback, and that's kind of the thing with this setup and really all setups. That's kind of just how the market is. It can just go, or it can offer a pullback. Now, how are you going to manage it? How are you going to manage your risk? That's something that we deal with as traders, and that's kind of like what this pilot program is meant to do. It's to hone your execution in, because even if you have the idea and you have a good understanding of the setup or whatever it is, what it all comes down to is your execution and your entry and your risk. So like you can have everything right, but if you don't have your entry right, or you don't have your stop right, or you don't have your target right, you can still really mess the trade up. And that's where all these replays come in. And you keep doing it and you keep doing it, and then it just really sharpens your execution, your exits, and your risk management, and you get an idea. And then you could, and then the journal tracks all the statistics for you too. So you can kind of see what this trade did versus the next trade, and kind of match the statistics as we go. Just wanted to throw that out there. That's what this does.
Hey, TNT, if you don't mind me jumping in, I just had a quick question. When or anybody out there, anybody in the audience who does a break in structure, do you have a time limit? For example, do you need to have an hour of this, in effect, or 2 hours? And then is that how you go about executing the trade and waiting for a setup? That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. I usually try to draw my trend line from an hour or to 45 minutes. So that's how I get my longer time frame. But 95% of the time, if you go back and look at my post, you'll see my trend line is drawn from an hour.
Oh, okay. And Shark, if he's on there, or DNT?
No, I don't. But the journal does actually keep track of that. How many, the total time that you're in a trade. So if you have a journal, you can see. I don't know if that's what you're asking, but yeah, I think.
Oh yeah, I understand what you're saying. How much time you're in the trade, but I was just curious.
I see, like the build up.
Yeah, I don't know if that was.
I don't,
Is it
but
45 minutes or 3 hours? Yeah, yeah.
I don't,
So
but
anyway,
that's something that's a good, really good to bring up because the reversals can really, you really kind of need to know your time frame that you're working in, because it could get
oh,
really
okay.
confusing. So like what you're saying, if you're like looking for these micro reversals and these trend line breaks on like micro setups, like is that your time frame? Like, are you used to seeing those time frames, like a tight scalping, or are you are you looking a little more zoomed out? So it's really kind of like what you're comfortable with. I think like your time frame.
Oh, okay,
It's a
okay,
good
yeah.
question though.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Shark, if you're there. If
I'm
not, we'll just
here.
close it. Okay, hey, go ahead. You got the mic,
Time
buddy.
frame, time frame, not specific to me. My concern is price exploring a key level, and that could be a higher time frame key level, from a week or several weeks prior, charted in a larger time frame, or it could be a shorter time frame key level from the ETH or even intraday in that same sesh, but price needs to be exploring that key level. Whether it's supply and demand, VWAP, your opens and closes of the previous day, whatever you use as a key level or what I use as a key level, that's what I'm after. And that's where I'm going to look to place that structure and that look for that break of structure. I could be in the trade for 5 seconds or 5 minutes or 40 minutes, but it needs to interact with that key level because that's where participants are for me.
Okay. Yeah, if anybody else uses the breaking structure, you can throw your comments in the chat too, so we can take a look at. Yeah, let's toss it back to Bruce. Bruce, any comments?
No, I really like what Shark just said. And in fact, really when it comes down to it, like this setup here and this pilot program is to focus and be disciplined, and like Matt was saying and Doosman about, like, taking things off the chart, focusing. But when it comes down to it, the essence of this shift in order flow from the passive accumulation, and then at a key level, and then some back and forth, but then the structure breaks and then you see the aggressors come in on the other side. That's going to happen at these key levels. It doesn't have to be a trend line break. It can be some wonky other pattern. Does not matter, but those four things will still be there, and they just pretty much have to be. So understanding the key levels, and that's when, like, I know that it's kind of a little maybe confining to study one setup right now, but the idea is that then you'll be able to apply it to any setup. Like for example, let's just say this is a pullback here in Matt's, on a higher time frame, right? And look at the pullbacks in here. You didn't get much of anything because there's no one selling. No one's interested in selling. Do you guys see a lot of passive? You start to see passive liquidity up here. It's true. They're starting to kind of show. Typically, you don't get that because they've already accumulated. They're all in, and like all the aggressors start moving it, and no one's interested. You usually see it really dark here on the bid side, on the way up, and instead what you see is high liquidity on the offer. And then, so what does that mean? That means when you see, for example, a continuation pattern on a pullback, like a flag pattern, you get your strong move, your pullback, and then followed by another strong or impulse move. You're not necessarily looking for the passive liquidity in here. You're looking for exhaustion. You're looking for where there's low volume nodes in here where price rejected previously, and that's going to be a distinction. So now you don't have to worry about number one in here, or the the passive accumulation. Now you're looking for, I know that the aggressors are in. I know there's not much accumulation passively. Aggressors, I'm looking for aggressors to come in and break the structure again. They have appetite after taking a break, taking some profits, whatever it is, and then look for the continuation. So all of these things are kind of, they kind of interrelate. I just want to, it's important to mention that just because we all focus so much on the setup. But Shark, your comment about the key level is really, really important. So I don't know if anyone has any comments about that, Vinny or John, welcome. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I'm good. How about John?
I just wanted to mention to Matt and encourage him, since he's starting out with Bookmap, to try the color gradient on the heat map. So, like when you do a screenshot of what you have set up now, select. You can use the drop-down box and just select the color gradient for the heat map and do a screenshot and archive it. And so when you have cool eyes, you can look at the two back and forth. What I find with the color is that I can see the more predominant levels easier just by the color gradient. And then I can also see when liquidity is being added or canceled by the change of color at a certain price level. So I can appreciate you wanting to keep your charts clean. That's great. But I do think, just to cover your bases, and only you can answer this, and it's whatever your eyes prefer, but I would just encourage you to try both for a short period of time and then decide. That's all.
All right. Yeah, thanks, John. Anything else, guys? Since this is pilot program stuff, and I actually want to make a comment on that. The Bookmap Academy is not turning into the pilot program. The Bookmap Academy is for any setup or anybody. So the pilot programs for those that want to learn some of these other things, and they want to build that edge. That's the difference here. So we're not gonna, don't worry about it. We're not gonna turn this into the pilot pro. I will have a separate meeting for the pilot program, but since this is kind of new and we're seeing some really good content from some of these guys, I thought we'd go over them. But was there anything in here that you guys like? Yeah, I wanted to add something or not. If any of you guys thought when you saw Doosman's markup here? No? Okay, we beat this one to death as well.
We beat it to death.
Okay. All right, excellent. Well, then we can move on to the next one, and that will be from Moby. Okay. All right, and Moby's got Shark Baloo, so another pilot program. And let's see, who else does he have here? So we can get an Abcrypto, who actually he's a new guy in here, and he's looking at something very similar. I think it's just kind of influenced or bled over into the academy. But he's looking at his own things as well. They're very related, though, and boy, did he nail this! Like, he took a few comments from John, looking at high liquidity, also pullbacks into kind of low volume nodes, looking for rejection, looking for aggressors to come back into it in here, and that's where he's entering on some of these things. So. They're all kind of intermingled or relatable. So let's see. I guess let's start off with Shark, because we've got a couple here. And Shark, you can take it away and walk us through this.
This is a pretty good one to have up after what John was just saying about having the liquidity gradient on color mode. Because in this trade where you see passive accumulation off to the left, those were what David calls Tarantino blood when they were in play. And then you get to that next one, and it may have been, I don't know, I think it was 550 lots or whatever. The three green squares above, those were blood red liquidity, and they didn't get watered down till the passive offers on the other side. There's one over there that's 900 lots where price breaks above it. Where I covered that trade where those 900 lots watered down the entire rest of the chart.
This
So
one
I think
here?
what John, no, the next one over, Bruce, where
This
I
one.
exited. Yeah, that's a
Okay.
900 lot offer. So when that hit the book, all the rest of the liquidity on the chart went from red to light blue. So I think what John is saying about that color gradient is very important. You know, you can see the size of those orders and I guess the willingness of participants by size, because all of that stuff kind of colors itself in a ratio to the largest order on the chart. Anyways, that being said, this trade, if you see where my entry is, Bruce, at number one, I'm waiting for that break of what you've heard me call the minor rally high. So the break of structure, price rolls over back south, and then I want to see that level break again. That's where that liquid is, and that's where I got my entry. Now I don't know. I replayed this a few times. I think this was my final replay, but I think I could have jumped at this in the break of the fractal trend line and been in and out really quick and had a larger gain than I did by getting in where I did and sitting in that chop below that liquid offer and then chasing price through that liquidity break. So I'd like to hear what you think about that, you know, that aggressive versus more patient type of execution. That's what I'm talking about right there. Where that previous trend line breaks, I could have been in and out right there where you have your cursor and had a larger gainer than I did sitting in that big chunk of chop. That's where do you see the aggressive accumulation, Bruce? I guess that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I see just like what you had drawn up in here. I mean, like you can kind of see you know, some of it in here, right? And after, I mean, this really picked up and sold off hard here, and then sold off hard again. And then it looks like there's probably a big stop run here as well. And then you know, you start to see the structure break here as well as your trend line, and you're starting to see it, and it's fighting it here. I mean, you know, it comes back again, and then but look at the aggressors up here, and again they're fighting. The sellers are fighting it down here. They take it. Usually they take it just to about here if the aggressors are in command here, but it comes back in here and chops around for quite a while, and I don't know how many minutes this is, but it looks like 15 minutes maybe. And then you got in up here. So I mean, yeah, I see basically like the aggressors. There's some in here on a smaller time frame, and then I would be looking to target maybe liquidity comes in a little bit later in here, but where it dropped from, just to see that test up there, and then you get even more in here, so it looks good to hold and go for this one. To me, it chopped for a long time before it got up into here, And does that answer your question?
Yeah, yeah. In the notes I mentioned it, right? Aggressive execution versus patiently waiting for that. I out of the multiple replay trades I took, I prefer the more aggressive route, which is not the one I annotated here.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you-
So you're looking somewhere in here, maybe, or
yeah,
in
I
this.
think that was the better.
I mean, basically,
I
this
think
is,
that was the better execution.
yeah, this here looks like the same trade to me as this kind of here. It looks even better. So there's more aggressors in here, and they really start moving it here. In fact, you know, the structure, there's pullbacks even on that one, but it comes back to the top of the range and where those guys came in for the most part. Just couldn't get through up here. So this might have been a news event then, maybe. Does that make sense? Because that's a lot of selling, and it struggled to get back up above it. I don't know. That's what I see, at least.
Yeah, thank you.
Anyone else?
More often than not, that pivot after the trend line break, which you've seen me call in that case, the minor rally high, that pivot after the trend line break, price comes back to retest it. I don't know, 9 out of 10 times. You can see it twice on both those trend lines.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this is Vinny real quick. Yeah, regarding, I just took a look back as well, and this was a question this is a question that I asked just a little while ago regarding timing. How long is this downtrend, going to fall, and then you execute or validates the breaking structure. And for example, what Bruce had mentioned, this was pretty much right at the open. So this was, kind of dive bombed due south, and and it chopped around. So this could be a little bit more of a challenge for some type of breaking structure. For example, I actually went back and did a study, for an extended period of time, looking back, and I kind of looked at a break-in structure as long as it's just continued in that trend for about an hour and a half or about 2 hours. Once I saw that hour and a half and 2 hours, in this downtrend, and then it broke. It seems, at least from what I, research, it seemed like that would be, an even better edge, if that makes some sense. Yeah, so I just thought I'd throw that out there.
That's good stuff.
So, Vinny, are you looking at TWAP then? TWAP structures?
No, I was looking at what you have, like, your trend breaks. So, whether it's going down or going up. And so what I did was I went back and looked at, an extensive, period, for in the past. And so that's what I came up with, and that's, and when I see a break in structure that continues, for an hour and a half or two, it seems to be a better edge, for me anyway. Now, there are different structures, there are different trends that continue for, 45 minutes or 30 minutes, but sometimes, they can drop like this one, and it's a challenge sometimes, because it chops. So I wait for it to continue a little longer, and I found that it's a more of a benefit anyway. So yeah, that's it. Regarding time frame, yeah. Yeah, that would typically, it could work really on any time frame, but preferably what I was looking at anywhere between the 5 and 15. I got you.
So just one last thing to note on my end. If you see where I chased price through that liquid offer, that big fat liquid offer, right there at number 3 where I chase her through with my stop and then get knocked out. That level where she rolled over right there is the trend line pivot high of the structure break. If you look back over to the left, and that's the spot that I'm always targeting this trade to go to. Doesn't always make it, but quite often does in an exact to the tick fashion like that.
Well, you definitely had your liquidity there, didn't you?
Yeah.
Did you take this trade? Did you were you in it? Did you get anything, from it, or was it positive, or?
This trade I learned from. No, I did take this trade. I did not execute it as precise as I did right here in replay. And that's why I went back to it and traded it multiple times, thinking, okay, do I prefer the more aggressive entry? Do I prefer the more, passive entry? Or would it be better to work that kill zone and add to that trade until she makes that pivot high target?
And can you give us 2 takeaways from what you did learn, and that you would apply as an action item next time?
Next time, and always watching John's trades. His entries are often right when that aggressive move is happening. So where Bruce was pointing out my little green box there, aggressive accumulation. I think the entry needs to be somewhere in that area for what the way I would prefer to execute this trade. But then rather than closing it in there, is finding a way to add to it. Because like both you and Bruce said, that was a strong sell-off. After that, there is more often than not a reprieve, a pullback, a break.
Okay, yeah, I was just reading some of the comments as well, that were provided for you, and it says that at least he specifically mentioned number 4 up there. Your mark number 4. It says it looks like it's a sweep. Do you agree with that?
Through the liquidity?
Yeah, he
That
mentions
is
that.
that is a
Okay.
book sweep, yes.
Okay, thank you. Back to you,
Once
Bruce.
that order fills, there's still buy orders that need to be filled. So it's going to sweep that book till it finds that passive liquidity to fill those orders. So if that was 900 lots that filled at the blood red there, who knows how many more orders were in that aggressive buying. It could have been a 2,000, 3,000, but those orders found liquidity till that order was filled, which happened to be right at that trend line pivot high.
Well, I definitely like the way you have your chart set up in the top left, and you have your criteria, and then you actually have more annotations up there in your top center. So well done.
I've been considering trying to grade that checklist instead of just Xing it. XXXX is like, I don't know, maybe a 1 through 5. I may take a crack at that.
Well, that'd be a good one.
Yeah, I mean, you might want to play around, Shark, with that setups checklist add-on. Doosman and Matt are using it.
I like it, Bruce. I just can't find a place in my chart for it, in my screenshot for it.
I know. I complain to the developers too, but this is what we have. Anyway, yeah. Well, I mean,
Thanks, guys.
this is good though, and like you can put a mark here next to each one as well. Whoops, sorry. Go on. Okay.
Yeah, Bruce, I'm blown away with everybody's postings here. Boy, they are just rocking it.
Well, yeah, they are. I mean, it is replay mode, but that's okay. I mean, that's exactly what we want, right? We want to build the reps, and then learn, and then I mean, Shark is still learning from this one. This is a tough one. I guess I had a question for Shark. It would be like, you'd mentioned the key levels. So what about this key level in here? What maybe it wasn't a key level, Is that why it chopped around for so long?
Well, if you I have a high time frame demand zone at 64.86.5, and it is that green line right where my stop loss initiated, and then I pulled it below. No, up higher,
Oh,
right where you
this
can
one.
see my stop order. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
see.
that is a high time frame key level demand zone that I chart with just the price imbalances on candlestick charts.
Okay.
And typically, more often than not, that is what I use as my high time frame levels or key auction reversals. And then sometimes I'll move to something else if it's in that area and it's stacked with the intraday supply zone.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a tough one. I mean, it is. I mean, like look at like just we can just look at head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders, right? I mean, you'd look for a measured move here, and it didn't even really give you that. Almost, but it should come up a little
What
higher,
you
maybe up to
what you
there.
just drew, Bruce, is exactly what I was talking about when I said explore. Price is exploring that key level.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see before I start to come up with my trade idea and say, okay, now I need to find my efficient entry.
So what was the time of day on this? So this is 10 o'clock, is that right? 10 o'clock
It looks
East
like
Coast
it's right
time.
around the open.
Let me
Right around
see.
the
Give me
open.
1 second and I'll tell you.
This is 7 o'clock.
That
your time?
is that's 7 o'clock, which is 30 minutes after the bell for me.
Okay. So yeah, this would be East Coast time, 10 a.m. This is your cash open here, right?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I mean, it could be like as you guys know, like it's a tough time. Typically, like we get a lot of chop after that first opening kind of drive. So okay, well, we got another one for you, Shark. If there's no any more comments, guys.
Yeah, just one more, if I may.
Yeah.
Okay. On the trend lines, I think Shark did an outstanding job. Perfect. I'd score that a 10 out of 10. He draws his trend lines down and he hits his three levels and then he shows the aggressive accumulation. Those are the three keys to that first step. And he highlights that perfectly. Now you have a sideways consolidation with a lot less volume. And typically, if you were to strip everything off and just look at this trade, oftentimes that consolidation area will retrace about 50%, about somewhere in there. So
Really?
where Bruce had his rectangle box across those lows in the consolidation range,
Down
over
here.
over to the right
Oh.
now, over, yeah, up there, right across those now across the lows. There you go. Something like that. That's fine. All right. So he just draws a trend line. The thing that's key about that is that you have liquidity just above. That would be enticing for the long, right there. Exactly. Where you took your trade, Shark, you didn't have that at the time. So I can't see that long there. I think it's late, and I don't think you have really the justification for getting long because you don't have liquidity. Now it does build up after the trade, but I prefer to have it. I want to know where my targets are, and you've seen my trades. But so I would be more inclined to take the risk below where we were just talking about the low end of that consolidation range, somewhere where volume comes in to reach that first level. And I'm always taking one off, so that would have been um, my approach to this. I'm not used to just trading one segment, so it's hard for me to think about that. But
It really is.
that would be the area, and that's what's different about this potential long versus where you got long. I can see where your stop would have been, and that's fine. I just don't see the liquidity upstairs, above that would be encouraging for me. And that's where you were talking about that gradient. See how it does come in later and it does serve you well, but you didn't know that when you were getting in. And for me, I like to know, like I said, where I'm going. Earlier, taking it off that low of that range, you did have that area, and it's probably the reason why prices went up there. They went up there to fill that. So that would be my only thought on that. That the Like I said, if you just look at that trade, take everything else off, you'll often find that low volume retracement will retrace around 50%, just as a guideline, and that's where you're going to be looking to set your footprint from. Does that make sense?
I agree 100%, John, and it's exactly why out of the 3 trades I took here with this chunk of price action, this is the one I chose to annotate because this is the one I felt I would learn the most from.
Okay.
So you nailed that, and I appreciate it. Thank you. That is
Yes, sir.
fantastic insight.
My pleasure. You're doing good work. You really are.
Thank you.
So let's see. Any other comments?
No.
Okay, got another one. So you're not off the hook yet, Shark.
Okay.
All right, and okay, so well again, you know, Moby's great. You know, he's got all his comments in here, and you know, I'll share this with you, Shark. But you know, why don't you, for time's sake, though, you just walk us through here, and then we can give you some feedback.
Oh, you know what? We'll do this one real quick because we looked at this one.
Last time,
We looked at this one, yeah.
uh,
That area between those 2 trend lines, that's what I call a liquidity bucket. And I see that same thing happen over and over and over. And of course, you know, nothing happens every time, but these pieces fall together like this quite often in the S&P. Now that book sweep there at the end, 5,
yeah.
that's the piece of the trade I want. That's the piece of the trade I want to catch. And I did not hear. This was in real time as well, so afterwards, you know, I did go replay this, but I posted the replay too. But afterwards, what I'm thinking is, what do I do differently to catch that book sweep all the way down into the trendline pivot low? And like I was saying earlier, price did flush, tag that trendline pivot low, and then back out. It was just like a flick through that level, that target level.
I remember giving this exact comment. I think you did it right. I mean, this is, you got out right here, and right here, right in front of these liquidity levels. And it
Yeah, I was practicing.
and it
I was practicing using limit order targets.
yeah, and it gave you that. And then we don't know this is going to happen. I mean, again, I don't know the context here. Like, I mean, we see this is clearly going to be a stop run to the upside and clearly a stop run to the downside. You know, but or there's going to be a lot of stops in there for sure. But then it floats all the way back up here again. So
Yeah, so my only reasoning, and this is like an inverse of that last trade, my only reasoning is that lower trend line pivot low at 80, 88.75, right? That level right there is where that higher time frame trend line initiated. And more often than not, she works her way back to that level. And even right there, it was just a flick and back out. But that's where I would have liked to have my last contract targeted.
okay, I mean,
Okay,
it's a tough call. I mean, I see. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I just don't see much down here, and I don't know what this is. A huge move, and then it just comes right back up though.
And so when I talk about chasing price with my my stop order, like in that last chart we looked at, this would have been a great place because my stop could have sat right there at number 4. And as price moved down there, yeah, it happened really fast, but you still have time to drag that order. I could have just walked her down and, maybe I wouldn't have got the whole thing, but as price rolled over, she hit it back. And in the replay, I think I got knocked out about halfway through that book sweep. She reverted and took me out as I was dragging the order down.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't have too many comments on it, Shark, because I think you traded it well. And also another thing is in the like the pilot program where we just want to hit the thing that is higher probability. And this was this gets back to the conversation about that managing a couple of different trades. So going back to there's the video itself talks about like the swings and taking some off at the swings and trying to line it up with high liquidity. And then another one is John, the way that John trades. He's not averaging in. What his strategy is very specific. We talked about it at length several months ago. And John, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's very particular. That if you take this trade and you take some off at this specific area, you have like an 80% or higher probability of getting that first one off. And it's a big part of your management and money management. So you pay yourself and then you build your account with the rest and get the runner out of it. But that's very, very different than, oh, well, it's kind of going against me and like, I'm going to average in here. I know I usually get it right type of thing. That's just very sloppy and lazy. And you can really get hurt that way. Anyway, I don't know if that helps a little bit clarify, Shark, on the trading, 2 lots, 3 lots, and scaling out.
Absolutely. John's trades specifically are the reason that I am practicing dropping these limit orders to take pieces off above those bids.
Yep. So, perfect.
Good stuff. Thank you, guys. I appreciate the feedback very much.
All right.
Shark, I just had a quick comment, if that's all right, if I can just step in.
Sure.
Yeah, I guess I had a question. I go, now, did you do a scale out and was this a one and done? Or, and also my other comment was, and something that we just spoke a little while ago regarding timing. I can see this trend continued for about an hour and a half and you had your break. And it looks like you had your edge here as well. So that's just a quick comment I wanted to toss out there. But anyway, did you go ahead and scale out, or was this a one and done, please?
No. If you look at number 1, that's a 3-lot entry. I like to enter with the 3-lot clip, so right there I'm in, and I have 3 contracts to play with. So one's out at number, two of them are out there at number 2 on those 2 chunks of liquidity, and the last contract covers the trade at that bid at number 4. So
wow, that's terrific. Nice going.
3 in, and then 3 in at once, and then 3 singles out. I just would have liked to keep that last single for that book sweep.
I guess you got Outback for the night. Nice going.
Thanks, guys. I'm going to go ahead and let someone else go. There may be time for someone else. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate it.
Okay. Unless any other last minute comments here. Anyway, let's move on. Florian is in. He's in the house. So, Vinny, we can go back to your. Hold on a minute. Back to your Notion file here. And 11. and Abcrypto is not in. So yeah, let's bring this one back up. And Vinny, why don't you take it away?
Florian, we got you. How you doing?
Hi, great. How are you?
All right. The voice works. All right. Yeah. We talked about your trade before, and I was hoping that you would go ahead and expand a little bit upon that. I know you used a differing, a VWAPs. You use your white, yellow, gray, and anchored, and it looks like something we touched on before. I did read your write-up, and I know you mentioned something about not having confirmation. There was no additional confirmation, so I'd be curious to find out what made you give you more of a confirmation, what gave you a little bit of an edge to go ahead and enter this trade and take it, if providing you didn't have that additional confirmation, but what did you have to go ahead and execute this trade? And number two, I know you mentioned something about hoping for some big players are watching that. I want to know if you can expand upon that a little bit as well. So yeah, so take it away.
Yeah, hi. I think my English is too bad for that.
You're
Maybe
good.
you can write in the chat, or yeah, I need ChatGPT for my English. Yeah.
No, you're doing just great. Why don't you just give it a shot here, and or Vinny, if you want to rephrase, I don't know if that is
Sure, I
helpful.
can rephrase. Yeah, I'll listen. Go ahead. You're doing good.
Yeah. Sometimes I stack the VWAPs. The yellow one is the session VWAP, and the white one is from the last touch of this. Yeah, and the white one was respected quite often. Yeah, quite often before, and I think when price comes often to this VWAP, at one point it breaks, and then on this downtrend I put another anchored VWAP on the white one. Yeah, yes, and there's my entry on the, yeah, a little bit up.
Is it here
No,
or where? It's
no,
I found it earlier.
left up.
Left up in here.
Yeah, this is my short entry.
Oh, here's your order. I see it. Okay, so there's
Yeah,
your short.
yeah.
And then this is where you covered.
Was a short.
Got you.
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, but better was the long from there.
It always looks better in hindsight somehow.
Hey, but you got it, didn't you?
What?
Yeah, I said you got the trade though, short, correct?
Yes. Only 10 ticks, small reaction, and I'm out.
Okay, and what was your confirmation, if you don't mind?
Confirmation, yeah. The confirmation is a VWAP, yeah. It holds more than its break.
Okay, so that's your strategy, correct?
It's for me only the statistical game.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there's no big liquidity or somewhat, yeah. And
Yeah, you nailed it. Good one. I wanted to ask you, are you in the pilot program? Because I think Laura is in your neighborhood out there, and maybe you two ought to get together and chat away.
I'm not yet. Maybe later.
Got it.
I have much to do.
But otherwise, yeah, outstanding. Sure. Well done. Let's take it away to, how about John?
No, I don't have anything to add to the other than what was discussed. No. Bruce?
Yeah, I'm kind of actually curious, John, that you don't because you do trade the VWAP. I think you would probably, I mean, usually you trade off of VWAP, not to it. But in this case, this was such a great kind of mean reversion type of trade. You know, back, or at least back into some sort of average, some sort of mean, and you know, we've got all these kind of VWAPs up in these areas here, and you know, clearly price is, the idea is that it's oversold, and it should find support off of some of those areas and be able to trade back up into some sort of area where there were previous transactions, and price can transact there, which, you know, I think is well confirmed in this one because it just went sideways up here for quite a while. Yeah. Anyway, you nailed the short. The break back up above it here, and then back to, you know, the high liquidity up in here is pretty nice trade. So I don't know. It's just, I guess it goes back to you're looking at what Robert Rother is trading, and he's trading something very specific. He's looking for getting in, getting out, doing it again, doing it again, doing it again, and that's his kind of strategy with the prop firm services, and limited risk, get the payout, move forward. So he's maybe trading a little bit differently, I know. But this is a beauty from, you know, extended away, hits high liquidity, getting filled on the way down. It breaks structure in multiple levels, also your VWAP structure, and then bounces off of that back up into it on the higher time frame. So I don't know, a lot of VWAP stuff to look at here. I'm not much of a VWAP trader, so I'm just kind of throwing all that stuff out there to see if anyone has any sort of reaction on it. Anyway.
I like the session VWAP, and I like the anchored low VWAP, but I think you can start adding VWAPs to where it's like it just creates noise. So I'm not sure I understand the VWAPs coming down and the point of it. Like I said, I go off the session because I know that's what everybody's looking at. And then on occasion, a pivot low like what he has there. But yeah, it can start to get noisy, I think, pretty quick if you start anchoring VWAPs off of different points that I'm not sure if it helps or how it helps, but you're right. I didn't recognize that's what it was up there. That VWAP line, that is a good target. I use them for both to trade off of and to as a target.
Gotcha.
So that would have fit nicely. And that's the problem with having different VWAPs. And if you label them, then you know which one's which. But looking at this just from this frame, I couldn't tell, you know, which one was which. But anyhow,
Yeah, Florian, which was this one here? So I got a little confused, or I don't recall. Was this yellow one the session, or was it this white one?
Yeah, the yellow one is my session VWAP from
session.
from
Okay, what's the next one?
What's
then?
this one then?
Yeah.
This is a anchored VWAP from the last touch of this yellow VWAP.
Oh,
called
Interesting.
handoff.
Okay, so the last touch off of this one someplace.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
In my post, it's another picture. I think DNT Meta posted this here. Maybe I answer
Right.
on
I got you.
this.
Okay, I see.
the last touch.
Oh, okay. So it's something you brought up.
Yeah, you see the overview.
Okay. Here. Maybe.
No, the other from Bookmap. Yeah.
Okay.
There you see the last touch from the yellow one, and then
This is where you anchored it, right here.
yeah, genau.
Got you. Okay.
And this holds very nice. But
It
I don't
does.
trade this.
It does. I have to. This is why I'm. As you guys know, I just try to look at market structure. I don't want to look at all these lines, and it's not. I'm not saying it's bad or good or whatever. Just for me personally, I just like to try to read the order flow and try to read the participants, and I don't know how many participants are looking at VWAP. Even the session one. I know that I think what John says is right. There's a lot of people making decisions off of the session one. Even that one though kind of clouds my mind sometimes. So that's me. I just like to have very little on my chart. And I don't know if it's right or wrong, but that's the way I like it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
What's interesting about this chart, how liquidity validates that anchored VWAP that he was speaking of. It's interesting. I never looked at that. But if you look at this chart, you can see how the liquidity, how the market has identified those price levels as important, right? Right, and there's liquidity right around that. Then the next one to the right, there's liquidity right there. And that's how in real time, that's how I differentiate whether or not a level is worth looking at or a VWAP is worth looking at. There needs to be liquidity there because I want to be trading with the masses, and liquidity tells me where the masses are interested.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, some food for thought there, Florian. And again, it's hard to, I think, maybe give some feedback on it just because you're trading like Robert Rother and along with his strategies. And I'm not sure exactly what, I know he's looking at anchored VWAPs all in many different places, but off of the swing low, like in here, I know he would be marking it up, and I know he'd be marking this one up too. And then he would be taking this short. I don't know if he'd be taking it along right back up to it as well or not, but I haven't followed Robert enough to make that kind of assessment.
Yeah, when you see the trading view picture, it's better to trade the VWAP from the low. You see there was the range and a settlement point from the Monday this week. I don't know exactly.
This one here.
Yes.
Thanks, DNT.
Yeah, and you see the longer VWAP comes together with this lower range and the settlement, and it's 3 points. And I think for your strategy, it's a key level. And you trade the break of structure. I put a VWAP on this point.
Okay.
It's good for my mind not stay too long in the trade.
I see. Yeah. Makes sense. All right. Well, thank you, Florian. And let's see if I think we had Abcrypto in here for a moment, and now he is maybe gone. Is he still in here? Don't see him. Let's see if maybe we can. Dan, I don't know if you can ping him. It's just a thought. Because it would be good to also hear from him, guys. Like, and another reason why I was kind of curious, or interested in bringing Abcrypto in. Congratulations are due. So he is the winner of the blue jacket, and kudos to him for some great content, and he had some great trades, and we covered one of them last week in the Bookmap Academy meeting, and I think John, I think he had some you had some comments there. He really really liked and has implemented those in some of his trades, which is great to see. So all right, but I don't see the guy in here. That's okay. Let's see. What else should we be going over here? Okay. All right. Oh, you pinged him, Dan. Okay. 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 Might be in a meeting. All right. And actually, this is something I kind of wanted to go over. And here, just a moment. Let me bring it up here. Actually, I talked with you, John, about this. I don't know, some weeks ago, and I think I showed you the pilot program, and you had a comment of like maybe for a lot of traders out there, that NQ. I mean, the NQ is so popular, but it can be a tough one to trade a lot of times. It's so whippy, and it's pretty thin or thinner. So a lot of times you'll see a lot of different things happen, and then John was like, well, maybe consider the Russell. And now I see you've been trading it, and there's been some really great liquidity bands in there. I almost posted something the other day, and I thought, I'm going to confuse everybody with all this liquidity in these bands in here like this. But I thought I'd post this one, and because we don't get too many pieces of content on the Russell. So I'll throw it over to you, John, if you want to walk us through this.
Yeah, well, like we were discussing, that NQ is just such a wild child. If you look at the top 6 stocks that make up that index, I mean, it's basically the Mag 7, with Apple being at the very top. So with the stocks whipping around, there's so much speculation, so much uncertainty, the tariffs and et cetera, that NQ can really get whippy, and especially if you're trying to learn, it's going to violate all the things that you're looking for, some of the rules that you're trying to establish. The ES is not quite as bad, the S&P 500, but what I like about the Russell is that when it trends and when it moves, it actually moves a little bit further than the ES, so the profit potential is better, and then also you're not going to get those whippy moves like you do in the ES and the NQ, because they're all the smaller capitalized stocks. So they're not the Teslas, they're not the Apple, Nvidia whipping around on you, and so it makes for just simply an easier chart, I think, to trade. And when I see volatile days, and even the last couple of days, I don't want to participate in that environment. I want a little safer platform to where I can trade. So that's why I've been working with the Russell. So while the product is different, the market is different, the process is the same. That never changes, right? So in this instance, let's see. First, I map out the array of liquidity, right? We have demand, liquidity below. I note the VWAP, and in this instance, I took a couple of shorts off the VWAP. I always have my targets for a first contract off at the first liquidity level, substantial liquidity level, which is there at number 6 after I get short at VWAP. And
trading is life. Can you mute, please?
How you on me?
I think I can mute
Huh?
you. Yeah.
You were.
I'm going to move
You
you
saw.
to the audience. There you go. Sorry. Okay. I'm sorry, John. Go ahead. So I'm
Yeah.
already you got a lot of numbers on here. So number 6 is what you said.
Well, yeah. So
First,
starting out, number one, first the demand liquidity. I highlight where that is
yeah,
first,
got
right?
it.
I also note where the VWAP is, right? And so I'm looking for VWAP to be violated to the downside because to the upside, it just didn't carry through to the upside. So when it came down pretty strong with volume, I got shorted VWAP with a close stop that either needs to keep going or I want to get out. My first target's going to be that first band of liquidity. And that was really the draw. That was really the interest. That liquidity level right there sparked my interest. I want to trade there. Now, how do I get there? A break through the VWAP is one way to do that. I get that first one off. The market comes back pretty strong with some volume, and I decided to just close out the trade, thinking that I wanted to see what it would do again up at VWAP. So I'll get that second one off and then just kind of reset myself, and I got a full chamber of bullets here. And essentially the same thing happens. It's weakened at VWAP, and it starts to move to the downside. It consolidates a little bit in there until sell volume came into the market and pushed it down to the first target at 11, which is a band of liquidity there. And then I carried it down. That was a key level down there at 23. I guess it's 38, based on 0 DTE gamma levels. That's like a GEX level, an intraday GEX level. And I find those by using Thinkorswim, but that's something different. But that was my target. And we had liquidity bands with the liquidity was layering to the downside, and it wasn't doing that above the market. So the interest was always to the downside. You see those liquidity levels, they're shifting down and there's layers of them. And when I see that, I want to be a part of that. I want to have my toe in the water for that kind of thing. And so that's why I put that exit target without liquidity down there, because I thought, well, the way this liquidity is shifting, maybe it'll shift right on down to me, which is what it did. I can do that because I already took profits twice. So I got a little money working for me in this. Once I get in and once we start to plateau, I can put my stop down to where I'm going to make money either way. It's either going to be some or it's going to be a lot. And that's the way I'd like to position myself in the market, to try to harness as much risk out of it. And if it goes, great. If it doesn't, I still make some good money. So that was the idea about the progression of that. But the key thing in this, two things. And this goes back to my work with Spot Gamma as a subscriber. VWAP also was at the same level where the vol trigger was. And that is a model that's done by Spot Gamma, and it really does work as a line in the sand, that if prices hold above it, things are safe as a stock investor. But boy, if prices go through it, it can really get away from you very quickly to the downside. And so I use it in just that way. And in this instance, it's where VWAP was. So it was extra special. And when it broke, it went.
Yeah, great. Guys, any comments? Vinny?
Yeah, I mean, that's John. He's on it. He uses his VWAP. He's very mechanical for sure with his process. And I mean, if you missed the first one, it looks like you can get the second one. Pretty much what he said. I know he's looking at the bottom, but I simply look at the top as well. And and you can see the orders are pulling lower here. So that would be a, a nice entry. And you can take that all the way right down to the liquidity, right where he has on his his number 11 as his target. I might have just gotten all out there, but he took it even further and banked even more. So just a little challenge sometimes because I can't see the pullback. It seems like the bubbles are on top of each other. So but otherwise, I mean, he has it, and he nailed it. Well done.
Yeah, yeah. Shark or DNT, you guys have any comments, questions?
I just think that layered liquidity at those exact levels and moves is wild. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I mean it's very similar to the what you see in that algo and is the same thing. The algo in that the Trader Map Pro takes out. It's just more levels, and you can see them working off of each other as soon as this moves. I mean, I don't know, very large player, just layered at multiple levels in here, and the algo moving.
In this instance, though, it was on one side only.
Yeah.
They didn't have this upstairs.
True. That's true. I mean, you do see some of this and some of this.
Some of it, but above that, there was
they're,
nothing.
They're done. Yeah. I mean, it's exactly right. I mean, they're interested in dealing here, but they're not interested in here, though.
Right.
That's so, and that's where you're looking for as well. You're interested in dealing up here and targeting down in into all of this in here. Yeah, nice stuff.
So the question in the room talks about the entries. Yes, I do keep a real tight stop. My trades are designed. I choose them with the idea that they're going to take off. And if they don't, I get out pretty quick. So I get a lot of strikes to where I'll just take the trade off before it materializes if it does kind of hold. Now, in this instance, I held it a little bit, but not much longer than that. So we had a little liquidity there that kept me separate from market when I entered at number 9. But no, my trades are designed. I'm looking for volume to come into the market, so I'm trading with volume. So in this instance, I'm looking for sellers to come in. And of course, I've got to have a clear target to look for. So yeah, that's the reason for the tight stop, because if not, I'm other than VWAP and in the vol trigger, that's the other thing about this trade. The vol trigger is that if it breaks, it's clear sailing. It's adios. So again, if it doesn't, then I want to get out, and that's how I work that. And it's the volume bubbles and the volume bars together that enable me to do that. You can't see that on a bar chart. No way.
Yeah. See, any other questions? So, yep. Good question, Doosman.
John, why do you prefer the non bubble clustering?
So
I don't know.
You're seeing every single big dot here, and it doesn't cluster.
I'll have to look at that.
No, and you've answered this before. I think you really like to see all that volume come in.
Well, I like to see everything. That's true. And what I'm doing also is I'm trying to fit to the screen the trade. So during the course of the trade, I'm using my mouse wheel both ways. So I'm expanding it. I'm having a full view, but you just can't show everything when you do a screenshot.
Understood.
Yeah, so hardly ever. This is actually what I'm looking at when I'm trading, because all I'm trying to do is I'm trying to present the trade in full context. But I don't use a fixed period as far as a time frame. I'm always using that mouse wheel, both vertically, looking for liquidity levels, and then horizontally adjusting my time frames.
That makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, John, I do have a couple of questions in here because this is a little different than we've seen before in terms of entry here. And that's here. You're saying you're entering. Oops, hold on a minute. You're saying you're entering here, and you're entering here. Whereas we've seen a lot of your entries before in the past. It's like we see way up here. Now I know you said VWAP, and you this is, I guess the difference is typically you're looking for your vol, and it is also with your VWAP. So you're looking for something below that. And I guess in the past maybe that ball trigger was like up here, and that was your key level, and that's why.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
What makes this unique is that vol trigger, because if that thing breaks, I want to be in it.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
If that vol trigger wasn't there, this trade would look a whole lot different. I would consider these entries late.
Yeah, you're very late to the party here.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's why my stop is real close, because I'm anticipating that vol trigger to break. And at this instance, at this juncture in time, I have one eyeball on the VIX, because usually the two run together.
Yeah, understood. Okay. Yeah, great answer.
But only in this instance, because that's what it's modeled off of. It's modeled off of the price that you expect volatility to change, and it works quite well.
Yeah.
If you include order flow, if you include an order flow event, and if you include liquidity levels to map out your targets. So it's not just one thing, it's always a confluence of elements.
Yeah. Curious that, or it's funny how this structure here is very similar to this structure here. So fighting through it here, and the momentum through it, and then coming back and then fighting again. And then finally it capitulates below here, and just it just goes. Anyway, I that's all I had. I don't know if there's any other comments.
Oh, that was a good comment you made, Bruce. That's good symmetry.
Yeah, I was just kind of curious. It's kind of funny how
good one
presented again. A little structure there. Let's see. Abcrypto is in the house. So he was in earlier. So I know we're over our 2-hour mark here, guys, and these are always long sessions. We always go about 2 hours, but since we got them, and I thought maybe we'd first off hold on a minute here. Let me maybe we can go over it quickly. His chart, but congratulations are due, Abcrypto. So
thank you very much.
Yeah, we got to.
Right.
Yeah, I'm so excited for you. When Don told me, I can't believe it. For real, I'm so excited. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I have learned a lot in the whole process.
Well, you won. You earned it. So thanks for participating. And Bookmap hoodie is on the way. So
yes, sir.
Yeah, that's
I'm
right.
Jealous. I'm
I'm gonna rock that hoodie for real.
Anyway, let's bring up your trade, and I think it is. Yeah, here we go. And in fact, this might have been the winner. But anyway, let's go over it here. I'm sorry to cut you short. Just our patients get a little thin after a couple hours. So
Abcrypto, I know.
Anyway, take it away, and why don't you walk us through your trade here?
Yeah, this is a really nice trendline break, an accumulation. I saw that in the open, the target, the price was trending down. He took some levels of passive accumulation. Then it did an accumulation in the point of control in the POG, an aggressive accumulation, then it swept the liquidity and it did a break of structure. One thing that I see was the volume. When the price break the structure, I see the buyers coming in. I enter when the price retests the POG, and I see the volume of buyers and the lack of sellers volume, and then I took the long to the upper liquidity zone in the upper zone, the high liquidity zone in the upper side. So it was a really nice and clean setup. It's really repetitivo. How do I say that in English? It repeats a lot, so it's a nice edge.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, you're not even really in the pilot program. It looks like you're just influenced by maybe some of the other traders in there.
Exactly.
You've adopted it yourself, and you're really seeing it nicely here. There's you see the liquidity. You're adding the liquidity sweep below the POC, etc. Just to make a distinction in the pilot program, like we're really homing in on the passive accumulation and looking at the rejection or the at a key level, which is your POC here, and then the breakup structure and the aggressor. So you nailed them all down. And then boy, you nailed it up here. You held it for a really nice trade back up into the high liquidity targets up in here. Something last time you mentioned was you are anticipating a pullback in roughly about a 50%, which it does.
That's a rule that I have. If the price do not break below that 50%, I hold the trade. If it breaks down with volume, I will close with a little profit, or maybe I will cut losses. But if he holds that 50% level, I will hold it.
Yeah. Sounds great. What do you do in areas? Well, not necessarily there, but here for sure. You're kind of like, yeah, I don't know. You held it.
Yeah, yes, because it's as I said, if the price doesn't go below that zone, it usually reverts to where's the high liquidity. And in that moment, I saw that we have more liquidity on the upper side than in the lower side. Besides that, we have the point of control that it used to be a really nice support. So it doesn't make me like doubt to close the trade. Beside, if I have liquidity in the downside. So if that was the case, that I have like big liquidity on the downside, I would think it twice, But in this case, it was very clean.
Yeah, great one. So let me try to save some time. I think we got the gist of it, and turn it over to the coaches. So Vinny, take it away.
Oh yeah, nothing really to add. I mean, he nailed it all right. Yeah, and just real quick, I know typically when you have a quick impulsive move, it creates somewhat of an imbalance. So and that's the reason why you look to have that 50% pullback, because it tries to make up for some of that imbalance. But yeah, you nailed it, and you took it all the way up to the top. So nice going, way to go.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any additional insight, John, Shark, DNT?
Yeah. That was a significant drop, and liquidity stayed in the book above, which represents his target. He saw that. So when a trend line broke where he has it drawn there, that liquidity had stayed in the market. The imbalance of liquidity was above the market nearly throughout the trade. So where you had your rectangle where that was a pullback, where that was a challenge in there, Bruce. There wasn't a lot of liquidity below that point that would be inclined to attract that prices down a little bit. So I could see on that basis of liquidity, of just the liquidity map, how he could justify holding that. Again, with the imbalance of liquidity to the upside. So I thought it was perfectly done. Very
Thank you.
nice. That's the
Thank you.
trade.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And I have to say, when you tell me about that, the thing about seeing the volume, the volume bars, that changed a lot because now I'm always seeing if there's any sellers volume increasing or something. But if you see here the lack of sellers volume, it confirms me that it was going to go up because the buyers are really stronger than the sellers.
Perfect. Yes, sir. Well done.
Yeah, it's a beauty. And the structure, even just like the market structure here, not the pullback here, but just the market structure, it was tested, but it held.
Yeah.
So volume above it up in here, as you'd mentioned, and then it just chopped around in there for quite a while. So a beauty, and your patience in here as well. So I don't know if you have any comments on that, Abcrypto, about your patience in here. So I would love to hear it because I like what you said about the pullback being it's above 50%. I'm in it, and
Yeah,
where you
I think
take your
one
profit.
of the powerful tools that you could have as a trader is having a set of rules. So I don't take decisions based on my feelings. I take decisions based on data. And if the price is respecting, and I said in my trading plan that if it holds, I will hold. I just do that, So we have to be patient to be great traders. So apart from that, I just try to stick with my trading plan and I don't like to improvise based on feelings. My is taking a little longer. No, I just watch what is doing the price. And if it's respecting the zone, I will hold it. As soon as the zone is get disrespected, I will cut losses or take a little profit with me. But that's what it is. Having a clear set of rules help me to be in patience.
Yeah, great to hear. Really well said. Great answer. Guys, Vinny, DNT Shark.
I think we're good. Smashing day today.
Yeah. Abcrypto, thanks for coming in and
Thank you very much.
providing the last trade analysis here. Guys, great session. Thank you all, coaches. And Vinny, thank you so much. You put in all this effort marking up those charts, providing a lot of feedback. It's really great. We'll I know everyone appreciates it very much. It's amazing to see all that, and there's a lot there, a lot of meat on the bone for those traders. Guys, thanks so much. We'll do it again next week. And why doesn't I love just passing it off and letting someone else drop the mic here. So I don't know, Vinny, if you want to do that.
Dropping the mic. All right. Yes. I'll go ahead and drop the mic and say, guys, thank you very much. I learned a whole lot today. And hey, let's just keep the feedback going and making ourselves even better. So thanks to Bruce, for being our leader.
All right. Mic is dropped. Thank you all. Have a good evening.
Bye now.